disclaimers. But this is cool. I've got East Coast and West Coast, and I'm going to grill you on what the hell you're doing out there and why.
All right.
And then I'm going to grill East Coast on his auto mechanics school he's launched.
You really do. We're going to have East Coast and West Coast on tonight.
I know. It's crazy. Now you're staying there. Someone asked me the other day, because I can't even remember who it was. Obviously someone we both know. But someone asked me when you were coming back. And I said, and like I said, we'll get to this. I want the listeners at home to hear the story. And I said, I'm pretty sure they're coming back before Christmas so they can spend Christmas with the Mace family. So Ralph could say, Paul, pour me some bourbon. It's over there by the stockings. Mary Alice hangs the stockings up every year. We don't ever put shit in them.
We're going to stop. It's a lot of work on me and your mother. We got to stop having this at our house, Paul, which this might be the year we don't. I don't know what we're going to do.
Has he threatened that before? Has he said, I'm sorry, I got to adjust my date. I just
realized. Oh, yeah.
Threatened. He's like, we're not having Christmas at my house anymore. It's too much work.
Yeah, but which is always funny because like my mom wants to have it. I'm like, who does all the work? My mom does. Yeah. So I'm like, well, Mom, what do you think?
Right. That's actually on a much smaller scale. That's how it is whenever Elliot wants to have friends spend the night, which obviously doesn't happen that much anymore. But when she wants to have friends spend the night, she'll ask me what I think, and I always say, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to be making meals for them and entertaining them and shit. I'm going to hide as best I can on the front porch.
Awesome. Oh, so you make Elliot do it all, and Christina.
Yeah.
No, Elliot just does it.
Yeah. So, shit. Hey, let's just get rolling.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck him. Let's just get rolling. So, so introduce yourself for the listeners at home. This is neighbor Paul.
Paul Mace. Live in Marymount, but I live in.
Do you?
I'm living in California right now.
Okay, so
enjoying Laguna Beach for the last month and about another month to go.
So see, this is the thing, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was like an arbitrary decision. Things were weird. You were virtual work. Kids were virtual school. You're like, fuck it. We're going to go to the West Coast for a couple of months. I mean,
yeah,
seriously though.
Yeah.
I mean, but how does that, it's not something you just like discuss over Stroganoff one night. You know what, baby, fuck it. Let's move to California for 2 months. Or is it?
Katie had been pressuring me to, not pressuring, but she kept wanting to do like the RV trip out west with her parents. And
an RV trip?
Yeah, she wanted to drive, and I just kept saying, there's no way. I can't be in an RV and work with our family and your parents. I was like, that ain't happening. And even our family. I was like, I kept saying no.
Well, you had a good argument as far as like a reasonable internet connection on a moving target.
Plus, yeah, it's like driving across the country and then trying to work. And that's like, so, but then we've been here before. And
now where are you staying? You've been here before. Katie's got family there, right?
Yeah, and so we've been to Laguna Beach before, and she's finally came back. She's like, what if we go to Laguna Beach for a couple months? And so
would you guys just find a long-term house rental, like a long-term Airbnb?
Yeah.
God,
so
I hate you so much sometimes.
And we talked to the guy, like we kind of did it offline, and which helped out because work for him works for us. And so we did a long-term rental, like in I guess you call it a cottage, but it's it's three bedrooms and it's big enough for us. It kind of reminds me of my house at home. I mean, it's different, but just similar size. Like
I got you.
I mean, actually, it's a little bit smaller, but
it's a little bit smaller, but it still would sell for what, 10 times as much as the Marymount house in Laguna Beach?
Yeah, maybe 5.
5 times, okay. and we could talk about that without tossing numbers about.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to move here, but
yeah,
like, and it is nice. Like we're just up the hill a little bit from the beach. It's about a 15-minute walk. We've got an amazing view, and we'd like it. I mean,
I've seen. Like I said,
looks like it's like Marymount, Dad, but with a beach.
Right. I saw. You guys, I saw some of the posts on Facebook and I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is sweet. Well, now let me ask you this though. I mean, I started doing this thing. Congratulations. I believe this is your 3rd appearance, yes, on the panel.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least maybe
even more. I've got the
my 4th.
It
'Cause
might be actually.
We did
'cause
the original with Vince.
No, yeah, and then we did another one with Vince, and then you and I
Yeah.
just did one on our own.
Yeah, and the other one with Vince was with
Dave Merriman.
yep. So, and I feel like we did one on our own, didn't we? Did we?
We did. Yeah, recently, just at the end of September, right before you left on this galvanized. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Did you
It's
record
late.
that and you put that on Facebook? Because I don't recall.
I did.
Oh, all right, cool.
I did. It's on the YouTube channel. See, you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, so you don't know what's there.
What's your YouTube channel again?
It's called Panel. I'll send you the
Panel.
link. Fuck, I don't
Send me
know.
the link. Come on.
I'll put the link
go.
when I post this. I'll put the link up in here.
Yeah, I think it's funny you thought this was a virtual background too, by the way.
I knew it wasn't.
Right.
I knew it wasn't. It just kind of looks like one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. There's East Coast.
East Coast.
Hey.
Where's your disguise this time?
I didn't have time to really think up anything clever.
Go and
My disguise is I took
Clever.
a shower for a change.
Oh, nice. Do me a favor. Go in your audio settings and lower your microphone. You're blasting
Hold on.
us.
What?
What's the word I'm looking for? That's better. I mean,
How's that?
How about this?
yeah.
Oh, whoa, that's pretty cool, Paul.
Dude,
Yeah.
the CEO of my company, the week that Zoom did their update with all the filters, with all this crap that Paul's showing us now, he was so excited. Like, he's the CEO of what's ostensibly a tech company. He was very excited. But it made the meetings more fun. Vince, introduce yourself to the people at home. Say who you are, what you do, where you are. Me and Paul were just talking about the fact that we've got East and Left Coast tonight.
Oh yeah, that's
A
very
left
cool.
coast. I like it.
Oh, is this being recorded?
Yeah.
That's all.
That's what you get. That's what you get. Listen, motherfucker. That's what you get for being late. I said I'm going to go ahead and start recording because you guys have done this before and you know the drill. You've heard the disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
I can prove it.
Oh,
You gotta introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Vince Int, and I live in Maryland.
MD.
Yeah.
God bless MD. And you also happen to be the runner of an independent, self-launched automotive school for
kids.
For kids.
Yeah.
Right?
I had to shut it down. I shut it down as of last night.
Was it
really?
The gas jack gave out and you crushed little Timmy's femur?
He kept the garage closed and the
Yeah.
fumes started getting to a couple of them.
Yeah, the cops got suspicious when I had cameras in the room. No, it's like the thing is like I mean my garage is pretty big. But now that it's getting cold out, I can't sort of like foster a safe like COVID-free sort of experience. And so because I have to close the garage doors and it's just like, you know what? I don't need that risk in my life right now.
You gotta bring it back when it gets warm.
Yeah, so like I told the parents like, hey, we'll start it up again in the in you know like maybe late winter, early spring or something, or when we just have a little bit of breathing room from this hot mess that we're all in. So it's cool. I mean, we got 10 classes in total over the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, you had those guys rebuilding a tranny at the end there, didn't you?
No, that was me. That was me rebuilding.
No,
that.
I didn't say dressed as a tranny.
Yeah, I know, that was me too. But no, the kids got pretty
tranny doing car work.
Because like one class was older kids, so like 12 up to 18, and the other class was 6-year-olds to like 10 or 11-year-olds. So like the older kids did a lot more complex things, whereas the younger kids just learned basics and sort of like fundamental things that you need to know to not be an asshole when you're an adult. At least that's my way I see it.
Yeah, it's your humble opinion, and everyone's entitled. And everyone's entitled to your opinion.
That's true. Like if I see a guy can't change a tire, I'm like, that guy's an asshole.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Try and adjust your mic level down again.
I did.
He
Jesus.
sounds all right to me.
I know.
No,
I think you
you're blasting me out.
Your spidey hearing.
Yeah, my spidey.
Why don't you turn down your speakers?
Hey,
Yeah,
by the way, they called it left coast, right? In the back. Can you see that?
Yeah.
How's that, Sam?
All these trucks drove by today, full of like, and they said things like, prosecute Bill Gates for crime
Bill
against
Gates,
humanity,
George Soros.
What did that say? Like
this is no mandatory vaccine.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then like they had we don't need riots, we need a new system. Oh, the beginning of the new order is happening right now.
Yeah, I have friends. I have at least one very, very dear friend who is just locked into the notion that this whole thing is this calculated, carefully orchestrated new introduction of a mandate to control the world's masses.
And you're still friends?
Yeah, I mean it's a distant relationship, and I she had a birthday recently, and because she's on this new thing now where purple is like this specifically meaningful color for the New World Order's establishment of their
it's a she
thing.
too, huh?
Yeah,
Not all
and
the
she had a
crazy
birthday
people
recently,
now.
and she didn't respond to my birthday wishes, in which I said, "Hey, birthday, I made you a purple cake."
Maybe that's a part of the deep state too. Like birthdays were something invented by the government to like.
No, I don't want to
Define
badmouth her. She's a nice person.
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job.
You know, and she's not out there like stumping for it heavily. There's just occasional.
I don't have time for cuckoo shit anymore. Like
I wish
so over
I
it.
wish I could say that with any sincerity. I should probably divest myself from it.
Yeah.
But apparently I do have time for it.
No, I mean I have time to like me
You probably
personally.
welcome it.
Some of it. I mean, but this is the thing. This is me and Paul were just getting ready to delve into this. So Vince, do you know the whole story of why he's in California for 2 months arbitrarily?
No.
Well, we covered it already. So if you hadn't been late, I'd fill you in. But since you were, I'm not going to.
Well, I think you should tell me. You owe me that much.
Katie
They just
wanted
did
to
it for
do
the hell of it. There's
for the
no
hell of it.
reason. They just went to California for 2 months.
'Cause why
they were all
not?
working virtually, right?
Everybody's
They could.
virtual.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Paul, do you log on at 6 a.m. every morning, or is it 5 a.m.?
About 5, yeah.
Oh, that
Kids-
blows.
Yeah, so I go to bed pretty early.
Me
Get up
too.
yeah. And say hi to Katie. We're being recorded too, by the way, Katie.
I'm just glad she was dressed. I'm sure she is too.
Yeah, we get up at 5. Kids at school. I mean, they 2 days a week. Luke has school at 5:30, and then the rest they're at school by 6 on Zoom. And
So do they crash out at like 8 o'clock at night, or are they kind of adjusted to the schedule and just only sleeping for 4 hours at a time?
no, they. I mean, not a little later than 8 o'clock here, but they're going. So they're not getting as much sleep as they did at home, but they're doing great. Like I think they're doing all right. So.
But my question,
teachers are raving about them. So.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, it's good. It's good. It is. It's a win, and it just means self-discipline, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the thing. So, Vince, you suspended at least temporarily the automotive school. But Paul, you've elected to live your best life, and we're like arguably in the absolute worst throes of this ridiculous viral thing.
Yeah, way to go, Paul.
Yeah. Well, we were.
Well, I just want Paul. I was curious. I'm not trying to rub. Well, I guess I'm rubbing my own nose in it. But did you guys give any thought to that? I mean, you were arguably at the time anyway. You were arguably going into one of the hottest spots in the country, just California in general.
What part of California is it?
Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach. So we're in Southern California.
You're close
What
to
county
my
is that?
It's Orange County.
Is it Orange County?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're like at the time, especially like 4 weeks ago, Orange County was one of like the most highest acceleration cases. Blah blah blah.
There's a lot of idiots in Orange County.
So you left, and now I think Ohio's like the worst. So apparently
we're at a better spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to. Yeah, it's gonna be warmer here, so people aren't indoors as much.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
That's reasonable.
And people wear masks. I mean, I don't know what it's like in your neighborhoods, but
Yeah, everybody does here.
Outside, everybody has a mask on.
I'm still in Cincinnati, Paul. It's not everybody still.
Well, that's what I mean. And you walk down the street, and even if you see someone, if they don't have a mask on, they put it on before they pass you.
Or you punch them in the nuts.
I mean, you do see some people without the mask on.
I was sure you were going to say you do see some people getting punched in the nuts.
So we're here now. Like we're not,
right?
We're not like going out to restaurants.
Yeah, it isn't like you're going to like Club Zeno.
So I mean,
it's not open anyway. It's California.
No, Zeno's been closed since like '98.
So it's definitely a risk. But now they're saying too, the plane, like we flew out here, they're saying being on a plane might be least exposures, but like you're more likely not to get it than if you're standing next to somebody and you're
oh yeah, I heard people saying that right at the beginning. They were saying that the planes were in such high panic mode of any liability that they were scouring the plane out of them after every flight, before every boarding. It's just like it's almost like an operating theater sterility level,
Those and like porta potties.
Yeah,
and like taxis.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you want to be right now.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right. Especially when it's like liquid diarrhea sprayed all the on the inside of it.
Yeah,
and I mean a taxi.
That shit is clean. Did you take him to the racetrack yet?
We go every other night. So.
There you go.
No, what I don't know. Yeah, no.
You haven't gone to Laguna Seca race course yet?
Is it Laguna? Isn't that a dog track or is it?
No,
horses?
Laguna Seca is one of the most famous tracks in automotive history.
Oh, it's
Really?
of course. Of course, you're talking about a car
the
track.
historic
also.
corkscrew. Like, look it up. It's epic.
Oh, I will.
What the tragic part is it may be being sold because it's on such valuable property.
Huh.
That, like,
Somebody wants to put condos on it.
Probably some asshole wants to tear down some history to put up, a target. But,
Laguna track.
But
I'll
MAGA,
have to
right?
look it
Make
up.
America
Yeah.
great there.
Because
Wait.
Luke goes crazy about the cars.
Yeah,
out
like
here.
every weekend they run races there. So if you're there this weekend, you should look it up. Like, look it up now. Laguna Seca Racetrack. It's legendary.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful place.
Yeah, they're talking about a track, Luke, called Laguna Track.
Laguna Seca. No, it's called Laguna Seca.
Laguna
SECA.
Seca.
Yes, it's not Laguna Track.
Oh, I thought you said track. What's it called?
It's
Laguna what?
Seca.
Laguna Seca
Seca.
with a C.
All right, I'll have to see.
You check it out. Like, it's just like Porsche. They have their big reunion there every year, and it's like they haven't, of course, in the last 2 years. But it's like it's so amazing. So amazing.
Yeah, Laguna Seca.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
pick
looking
me
it
up a
up right
T-shirt.
now.
Pick me up a T-shirt.
Mhm. Maybe
If
a
you're
bumper sticker.
If you're buying clothes for people, better get me some too, Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it.
Give me some boxers.
I'll bring you home a mask.
I don't want you to buy me any boxers.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, I mean, I honestly do give a shit, but I honestly don't give a shit at the same time. I'm just like, fuck all of this. I'm so overwhelmed with, like, information and stress, and this past election just pushed me over the edge.
I mean, you boys remember when I first started doing this silly thing, I was doing 3, 4, sometimes 5 a week.
Yeah.
And I got burnt out fast. And it actually, the Black Lives Matter explosion, riots and stuff, we talked about this a little bit since then. It just kind of took the wind out of my sails. And now I'm exhausted. I'm just tired as shit all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I started that class, because I need a distraction. Kids need a distraction. Parents need a distraction.
Well, I'm impressed with the effort you put forth and the knowledge you had to impart.
It saved my sanity, because I was going crazy, and I'm like, I got to do something that, like, feels human again.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of, like, that was it. And now it's over. And I'm pretty pumped about it, because we have a class Sunday night.
Wait, you're pumped that it's over, or you're pumped?
No,
that
I'm sad it's over.
Yeah.
Sad it's over.
Because it gave me, like, because I'd prepare for it all day, and then, like, the kids would come, they'd be super stoked to learn, and the parents would drop me off and not really care. Drop them off and not really care.
Drop you off?
Them off.
Yeah, drop me off.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, and it was free. Like, I supply everything.
I rib you, but I thought it was pretty cool, and I have the most rudimentary car skills of most people I know.
We're doing adult classes in the spring too. We're gonna do like a mom's
I'm not driving
night.
to Maryland to learn how to change oil.
We're doing a mom's wine and cheese night, ladies.
Yeah, I'll see if Christina wants to go. I doubt it.
It's gonna be lit. And then we'll do one for, like, dads who aren't too ashamed of themselves. Mm-hmm.
What did you just say? It's gonna be lit?
It's gonna be fire.
Is Meg going?
Yeah. Is Meg?
Yeah.
She goes to work every day.
Yeah.
She goes in every day, huh?
Well, she did. They did for a while, and, like, their office is like the White House in there. It's bad. So, like, they had a really good run, and then somebody got it. Somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody got it, and so now they're shut down till Thanksgiving. And then Enzo goes to school every day, which is great.
Until it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cincinnati Public about to.
Cincinnati. Well, the thing is DeWine here. He's gone. He's had 3 press conferences since we passed the numbers from red to purple.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed, and when the move to purple by DeWine was supposed to trigger all these things, automatic virtual schooling, earlier closing times, restaurants, bars, and he hasn't done it. He hasn't moved us to purple, even though it's absolutely, and we're way over now. But he keeps stepping forward, saying he doesn't want to. Yeah, he's afraid of the backlash, but it's just like, aren't you more afraid of your constituents dying than being mad about not going out to drink?
Not at all.
No, not at all. That's you're right.
Like, all Maryland schools are closed, but, like, so we put Enzo in a private school, which is like a mile from here. So
Yeah, but what is that? I mean, honestly, if that was an option for me,
Oh,
It's not.
is going in a new school this year? The
Mm.
private school? Yeah. How's that going?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's only one fifth grade. There's 12 kids in his class. And it's like, they're pretty good about it. But at the same time, like, Enzo's not the type that's going to sit in front of his computer and, like, listen to his teacher for an hour a day. It just wasn't working. So,
Yeah.
So it was a decision on your part. It wasn't because of lack of availability of the public. It was just the virtual wasn't.
Yeah, the public schools here have done a relatively good, considering the size of the public school system here, they've done a really good job of virtual learning and like, but for us, it just wasn't viable. Like, it just wasn't working. So it is what it is. I mean, he does fine. It's been good for him. Because he was kind of being an asshole. Like, towards the end of summer, like, he was getting really depressed. Like, kids express depression in different ways. But it was clear, like, he wasn't the same kid anymore. So the minute he started going back to school, it sort of, like, completely changed his whole, he wasn't an asshole anymore, is basically it.
Or just
Had an outlet. He was an asshole to the kids at school.
Yeah, like, he stopped smoking. Like, that was the first sign that we were really stung. Then he, like, stopped drinking. So for a 10-year-old, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Does he still hit that bong once in a while?
Yeah, he hits that shit. He hits a little of the green stuff, but other than that, he's keeping that shit straight
Scott
edge.
got really solemn all of a sudden. What's it?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, boys. I almost didn't make this. I really did. I almost
like,
passed
and
out.
he's kind of like,
I'm just listening. I'm
you
doing the reason it seemed unusual is because, as Christina's always pointing out, I don't listen when I have these things. I talk on top of everybody. So I'm just trying to listen better.
You're like scrolling your Twitter feed, like doing a little doom scrolling. Wow, hands-free.
Looking for Trump.
Yeah.
You should come out here.
Looking for Trump in all the wrong places.
So when you guys found out on Saturday that it was a done deal.
It's not a done deal. It's not a done deal.
No, but like.
Let's talk about this because it's not a fucking done deal. It's not.
It is a done deal. Listen, Mr.
It's not
Purple
a done
Red.
deal.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Listen.
Guess who's in charge of his legal team now? Rudy Giuliani.
No, that's no. I'm not. You know, Trump himself. Trump personally is probably a done deal.
Yeah, he's done. But Trumpism is not.
Right, and that's the thing. That's why I have this miserable unease about this whole circumstance. Joe Biden got more votes than any other presidential candidate in history. And number 2, Donald Trump, the same day.
Yep. Donald Trump will be, who do you think that they're going to be the Republican nominee in 2024?
It won't be him.
It won't be Trump. I don't think it'll be Trump either.
No,
but it'll be someone, it'll be a younger version of him, like this Matt Gaetz guy or the Tom Cotton dude or.
Yeah, some spineless asshole. But at the end of the day, like, we needed just a little bit of good news. And for me, like, when they said, you know, he's locked this and locked that, like, I was like bawling my eyes out because I just was like completely like, finally I can breathe for a minute.
It wasn't go ahead, sorry, Paul.
Oh no, it's just Luke's been running around going Biden 2020, and then we walked by this house down the street from us that the guy had his Trump stuff up, and every time Luke goes by, the guy, this old man's out in the jar. Luke goes Biden 2020.
Yeah, like our kids are going to be little radicals when they grow up, and I'm fine with that. Like
I am too, and I think ours are too.
And
my kids were very relieved.
Yeah, Enzo was relieved. We were relieved. I'm like, sure, it's not perfect by any stretch. I wanted Bernie.
It's so far from perfect, and it's not even a question of Bernie or not.
But we're stopping the bleeding or slowing the bleeding.
It's a question of fact. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're stopping the bleeding. Yeah, addressing a symptom, but not a cure. It doesn't. I find it really, really distressing. This was the biggest, strongest show of solidarity and determination from that side of the spectrum that we've seen yet. And it was the time in our history when we really needed more than anything a complete fucking slapdown and rejection of the whole thought process.
No,
we didn't get it.
No, well, and we probably never will.
What we got is
we have to sometimes. You know,
we got a huge turnout on both sides, which is scary. That the other side
I've heard people. I've heard people looking for that. I know I'm looking for the cloud in the silver lining, but a lot of people said the same thing. Trump galvanized the American people to the voting booth. Sure.
And I think too, a lot of people that I've talked to aren't dialed in much. Like they don't know about what's going on the environmental side, or they don't know what's going on.
They don't know, or they don't care.
Well, I don't think they.
I'm sorry,
they care.
Paul. You said you needed me to get you one. Here you go, buddy. Here,
but whether they don't know or they don't care, like, oh, that was pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, virtual shit works.
Yeah, that was pretty sick, yo. So anyway, I don't know. I was extremely relieved. I'm like, yeah, is it perfect? But like 4 more years of Donald Trump, and this country would be a shell of itself. And it already is, but it would have been a lot worse.
It already is. And the problem is we lost some of the majority in the House. We didn't gain anything in the Senate. I mean, I already promised my friend Peter Aaron that I was going to work the phones for some of those Democratic candidates that are still up in the air.
I still think we have a really strong chance of winning both those seats in Georgia, because.
But that's the thing is, we get to both those seats in Georgia. I think it just becomes a split. We're no longer languishing under the yoke of a solid majority.
Yeah, but the vice president but the VP makes the calls the split.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. I can live with that.
We still have the majority of the House, Democrats.
Yeah. Barely, but we lost some. The thing is I really felt like that. I felt like that the Trump people gained ground, even with the loss of the White House.
I wouldn't say
they
gained
ground.
I think
they gained legitimacy. They gained a sight to some people that hadn't been seeing them. You know, they gained young voters that share the optimism of hatred and misery.
Awesome.
You know, all of a sudden they're engaged. It's just like.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I think at the same time, like something had to break, and him getting smoked.
And it didn't break.
No, but what would you rather? Give me another. We had two things to pick from, and it was either winning or losing. You have to look at it like that. If you break it down to like that,
you do, and I agree with that, and I agree that wallowing like I am sort of isn't.
No, it's fair. I mean, I appreciate it 100%. I think it's really sad that 60 million Americans still think he's not a piece of shit. Like, I don't understand.
60 million, 72, 71 point something.
Either way, it's like people that I know that I'm just amazed that they're like, yeah, I mean, he's not perfect, but I'm like, but what?
But what? I mean, see, that's the thing is the people that say that they're willing to ignore the absolute horror of a human being he is, and the absolute obvious way he dog whistles horrible human beings in our population.
Yeah.
You know, people that are willing to ignore that and say something about the economy are people that just value money over life, and they can go fuck themselves.
And that's the two camps you have, Yeah. And that's why it's disgusting. I mean, the people that like drive around like in trucks with flags, like they're always going to be those people, and they've always existed.
Yeah. They're all over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But by the way, I didn't hear part of that, but like, I think it's the money, but I think it's the fear too. Like all these people who believe like, oh, we're going to turn into Cuba or Venezuela. And
I still think that's entirely possible.
Yeah. With Trump.
Well, no, I think
that's the
thing. See, that's the thing is even with Trump losing the White House, and again, and you guys are saying it's a foregone conclusion. I agree. None of his legal wrangling seems like it's going to have any fucking weight.
I hear you.
That's fine. All the votes still have to be certified. It hasn't happened yet. We'll see.
Sure, it will.
We'll
yeah, I mean, all his bluster and all his whatever, there's no court in a million years that's going to give that guy the time of day. And it's been proven. How many he's 15-0 or something at this point.
Oh,
his
attorney,
his main lawyer is like just
told him
dropped
to
out.
piss off.
Yeah.
And one of my attorney buddies was over here last night just having a beer in the garage, and he's just like, if any attorney walked into a court with this bullshit, they'd take your license. Like
my neighbor Ken Kacken, who is a distant cousin of Dave Kacken, is a constitutional lawyer and professor at NKU, and he's been on a lot of the news.
Shoot him an email right now. We want to talk about this.
Oh, get him on the horn.
He would be really, and he's been on the news channels basically saying, yeah, Trump, like all his lawsuits are a bunch of.
He can pound sand.
He can go anywhere.
But
he can pound sand.
The thing is this, like, I don't care about Trump and all that, but I just look at the knuckleheads he put in places that we need, like the EPA, CIA, FBI, all those things.
The federal judgeships.
Yeah, like the federal stuff, that's really fucked up. But
it's really fucked up, and I don't think a lot of people realize the impact it's going to have.
No, but the thing is, that was a lot of reason. Like my in-laws, for instance, or my parents' friends who might have voted for him. Like, yeah, it's because of the judges. We want more conservative judges. I'm like, what? So I can't have an abortion? Like,
right.
Yeah,
you can't have an abortion, so they won't legalize marijuana. So they don't teach sex education in schools. So black people don't get social services. Yep. I mean, take your pick. That last one might have been a little pointed, but
no, but it's true.
But you know
what? I like our conversation about Guided by Voices a lot better.
We could switch, Paulie. I'm sorry.
No. We should have it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't get a lot. Real. I have only a few people to vent to. And the thing is it's not over. And
Mm-mm.
yeah, Trump's not going to win. Yeah, Biden's going to be sworn in January with you,
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm. Good.
But just the fact that our government and key players in our government are right now still parading around this fallacy that they're somehow going to find this way to the Supreme Court. And they not only are trying to do that, but they spent the last year setting it up so it would work favorably for them if they could pull it off. And I just
And they
I
blew
find
it.
They did. They blew it. But the thing is the American people aren't going, what the fuck? It's just, I don't know. I'm very frustrated.
Half the American peer.
Yeah, more than half of the people are saying WTF. But
Not enough.
But the funny thing is, like out here, like Maryland's super blue, but where we live is sort of like, it's like horse country. You have a lot of money.
Is it purple?
No, there's lots of like Trump flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Not everywhere. I mean, it was like 50-50.
That's what I mean by purple.
It's
blue, and
purple.
red
Yeah,
together.
true. And then, but the funny thing is, all the Trump signs are gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, is it?
I thought they were fighters.
Shocking. Well, that's the thing is, we spent the last 6 months saying "fuck your feelings," and now everyone's got their tail between your legs. It's just like,
Yeah, and
I don't
that's
know.
what I told Meg. I'm like, I'm not letting up on being an asshole to anybody who voted for Donald Trump.
Mm.
Like, I'm not going to forgive you. We are not friends. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to spend time with you. Get the fuck out of my life.
Have you broken up with her, your in-laws yet?
No, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the breakup with the in-laws.
The family's
I mean,
a hard one.
It's a hard one, but I think you have to, if you really believe in like what you believe in, then fuck everybody else. That's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah, I wish. I'm sorry, I can't help but feel it's a luxury to be able to feel that way.
I keep
I
a lot
don't
of kids
know.
out of my class.
For being Trump supporters.
I said, listen, Chad, get the fuck out of my class. Take your little MAGA mask and get out.
I would have loved to see the kid showed up with a MAGA mask to your garage.
Me too.
Like,
Actually, Paul, we should have
a-
tried to work that out when he heard he was doing it. We should have tried to go behind the scenes and get one to one of those.
You like
kids to
turn on the
wear.
car and put your mouth on that tailpipe.
Yeah. Take a big breath. But I had some parents who were clearly sort of like anti-maskers, like don't take my freedom. And they showed up without masks. I was like, put the fucking mask on your kid or get out. Like, I don't have time for this shit.
And what did they do?
I had masks for their kids. I was like, I'm putting these on your kids. If they want to attend the class, that's my rule. And those
That's
kids didn't
good.
come back again.
They didn't come
reasonable.
back.
No.
They really didn't? Seriously?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that shit's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is
I
ridiculous.
don't know.
but-
The thing about the mask thing, I mean, we talked about this a little before. I just, it's such a small inconvenience.
yeah,
It's
it
just-
sucks, but it is what it is.
And actually, I've noticed, like, if it gets a little cold and the wind's blowing, it's kind of nice to have a mask on. Covers your face.
Shut up, California.
Oh,
It's not 30 degrees. Like I'm not going outside smoking as much because it's getting cold here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the winter it's going to be easier. Like in the summer it's tough when like it's really hot. Like I don't want to put that shit on my face.
Gonna get your
Yeah.
vaccine.
But now it's just sort of second nature. It sucks. I hate not being able to smile at people. Or
Oh,
like
See, you got to learn how to squint instead of smile.
you smile with your eyes.
Essentially, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to the mask. Like,
Mhm.
I
It
wouldn't
doesn't
even say
bother me.
sucks.
I'm used to mine too. I just got to remember to wash the damn thing because my breath is atrocious.
But there's times where I stop and look around and I'm really sad.
Just about the world.
Yeah, just like you look around and it is like sea of people and they all have masks on. The little kids have masks. Babies are growing up with like people having their faces covered, which is going to fuck a whole generation of kids up. So that's what really makes me sad.
See, that's the thing is I refuse to view it as a circumstance of permanence.
You think it's hurting like the
to me, I
dental
find-
business?
I find it annoying because if we had all done it religiously
Mm.
last March, we'd have had a handle on this whole thing by
Yeah.
June.
Mhm.
It just
Or
I don't
less mass gatherings and
I'd be at Heat Fest right now.
yeah.
there might be a heat fest. Well, not right now. We'd have passed it by.
We've
now.
already been
Mhm.
to it.
Yeah.
We
Somebody.
should do a secret underground Heat Fest.
It's kind of that way already.
No, more
After a
underground.
few years, it'll grow so big.
We want-
like even
we
those
want-
douchebags from Cincinnati are
We
here
want
every year now.
50 people instead of 150.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
15.
No,
We
like
want
super
15.
underground. Like a rave.
15 people. We want 15
Yeah,
people.
maybe
in Bobby to
11
show
people
up.
there.
So somebody
Anyway.
posted something about how the virtual GBV show was like the highlight of their year. And when was that, Paul? Because doesn't that seem like a really long time
It was
ago?
summer.
Yeah, at
We
least 3
watched it
months
at my
ago.
house. Yeah, summer, and because my parents were in Florida still, so it had to
Yeah.
be probably like June time frame.
But it wasn't even live, was it?
Maybe July.
It wasn't
They recorded
live.
it.
They recorded it, but
See, that's-
it was almost as good.
I guess that's
They
kind of
record
horseshit, though.
they recorded it straight through though. It wasn't like they, put a montage of.
I don't know.
They put on a show that they just recorded ahead of time with multiple camera angles.
Yeah,
I thought it was good. I
I
enjoyed
thought it
it
was good
immensely.
too. It was definitely not as good as being there live, but it was.
No, but we
Have
got to
you-
the point. We got to the point where we were drunk enough to sing along.
Yeah, I was hanging out with you. I smoked
this
a couple
point, it's like-
cigarettes that night. I told
Huh?
Katie too. I smoked a couple cigarettes that night.
Oh,
Oh,
you
man.
dirty boy!
Yeah, I told Katie, too.
You got
I told her.
crazy,
Watch out.
crazy
Watch
on
out.
Ralph's
I
back
know.
patio.
I know.
Give me a cigarette, Mace.
I see you looking around. You're looking over your shoulder. I thought you just said you told her.
No, I did. It's not her that I'm worried about.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh,
I gotcha.
It's the
little
other ones.
ears. Where are you
Yeah,
living?
they-
At like an Airbnb?
It's a house. Yeah, we rented. We got a house from. It's like up the street a little bit from the beach. It's in the neighborhood. It's cool. It's like this cool neighborhood, and
Is the
Walk-
aquarium open?
I don't think there is a Laguna aquarium, but you
There's
probably
one in
telling me there-
Monterey.
Oh yeah, and
It's really amazing. It's
in
really
Mon-
good.
I know there's one in Long Beach that we went to a few years.
Yeah, the Monterey Aquarium is really like, it's not fancy pants, but it's like really legit. And there's seals everywhere, and it's like,
Yeah,
you have to go.
I'll have to check it out. We've been doing, mostly the beach, a lot of beaches. Went to San Juan Capistrano a couple weekends ago.
You should
Weekend
go see my
jaunts.
sister. My sister lives in Joshua Tree.
Oh, we're thinking about heading down to San Diego tomorrow for the day.
Nice.
You guys go to San Diego. Make sure you go through Ranchos Penasquitos.
Okay.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Alright.
It's just a little subdivision that I was in once at a party.
You know, there's this weird town that I discovered in California called Chinese Camp.
Chinese camp.
Like it's like
Where is it? Is it Bay Area or is it Southern?
it's southern, but it's more inland.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
California is like its own country, and it has like almost every environment you can find on Earth in that one state. Or at least
pretty cool.
that's what the
My
fucking tourism
in-laws
bureau says,
We're going to Mammoth for like a week or so with our friends.
right?
Yeah, and that's up in the mountains. So.
The population is only 125 people in Chinese Camp, so it hasn't really blown up like I guess we thought it would.
Is it in the desert?
No, it's not in the desert. It's more inland though. It's like in the middle.
What's to go see in Chinese camp?
Nothing. I was like
East
looking at
Coast,
this.
East Coast sister lives there.
I was shopping. I was like
Oh, is that
car
where she
shopping.
lives?
No, I was car shopping,
No,
and
she
the
doesn't.
car was listed in Chinese Camp, and I'm like,
All
there's
right.
no way there's a place really called that. I was like, what's it next to? Like, I don't know, Refugee Hills.
I was
I don't
thinking
know.
about taking Luke to Newport Lamborghini. There's a
There you
dealership
go.
about 15, 20 minutes up.
You know what? You would think we were in Scottsdale, Arizona a couple years back with Christina's family, and one of her wacko nephews came up with the idea that we'd go to the Miracle Mile there, which is the row of all the like super high-end car dealerships,
Yeah. Mhm.
and just go in and pretend to be people shopping for cars. And
Yeah.
I thought it was the craziest, stupidest idea ever. Like you're gonna get thrown off these fucking lots, and I was so wrong. They were so nice to us. I got to drive an Aston Martin around, like a
Wow.
new one.
Where was
and,
this? In Michigan?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, and
There's
we saw
some-
Ducatis and Bugattis and all kinds. I
Mhm.
mean, just crazy shit. I mean, Ducatis, motorcycles and cars.
That's
But,
fun.
uh,
Good look.
Just pop
But they were
into the
super
dealer.
nice to us. And
Yeah.
they were, they open the hoods, tell you all the stories, walk you
They're so
around.
used
The
to it.
Ferrari dealership had a
Yeah.
little museum in there. And
They
it
don't
was,
know.
it was
There's an Aston Martin dealer up the street. We saw one driving down the
Go
road.
check
the
those
other
you
out,
go.
man. New Aston, because until I was on the lot of this dealership, I'd never seen one here in Cincinnati. At least not, I didn't know it, because all I know about Aston Martins is '60s James Bond movies.
Yeah.
But the new ones are sweet.
Yeah. We saw one on the road the other day. It was cool. We saw two Ferraris today. A Rolls Royce SUV. It was like,
It doesn't surprise me.
yeah. And like,
Surprised there's not
and
more of them.
Oh, and Bentleys are like dime a dozen out here.
Yeah.
And I looked them up. They're
All
like
piece-
$200,000 cars. I'm like,
Yeah,
Aston Martin,
and they're worth-
Aston Martin's the same way too.
And
2
2
to
years
3.
later, they're worth about a quarter of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't
Especially
even.
Aston Martins. They have no resale value.
Yeah,
Aston Martins don't.
Junk.
I'm
No,
sorry to
they're
hear
junk.
that.
They're absolute
Oh,
junk.
seems so sweet. Listen to
Really?
you car dudes.
Yes.
They seem so nice to me. That car was one of the sweetest things I was ever in my life. It pains me to know that it's junk.
Yeah, all those cars have no resale
Well, that's
value.
Vince's thing, though. I've been texting them. My kids wanted to know: would you rather have a, what was it, a Lamborghini? And I
Who's
forget
gonna
what it was.
win? Who's gonna win between a shark or a bear?
Yeah, that's
No,
what
it
they
was,
wanted to know from
it
Vince.
was a Bugatti and a
Bugatti, a
Lamborghini.
Lambo, and he goes, they're both junk.
Yeah.
Junk.
Yeah.
No, I mean they just the garbage.
But we have seen a few McLarens. We've seen a couple more McLarens, and those are
McLaren's
pretty
junk too, right, Vince?
nice. No, he said
well,
they're-
they eat transmissions for lunch, but other than that, they're great cars.
it's all a dream.
Fuck it.
It is.
I'm driving a
end of the-
20-year-old CRV. I'm fine.
I got
There you
mine. We
go.
got our Honda Pilot. I got a 8-year-old Ford Fusion.
I got a $500 car 2 weeks ago. It's almost done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's an old BMW 5 Series.
oh, can I have that?
Yeah, it's super cool, but it's a 5-speed, which is kind of a unicorn. They're kind of rare, and the guy blew the clutch up. It needed like $5,000 or $6,000 worth of work if you're going to the dealer. So I went and looked at it. I'm like, man, I could knock this out in a couple of days. So put a new clutch in it for the second time today, and rebuilt a bunch of shit in the motor, and the thing is a dream. Now I have no idea.
And I can have it?
No,
What are you gonna do
Well,
with
you
it?
said yes.
I'm gonna enjoy.
at
I'm gonna
first.
enjoy it.
Yeah. How's that? What kind of Porsche do you have now?
Just a newer, like a 911, like a newer
Yeah.
one.
They're all
you
over
guys.
out here. You see Porsches go.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah,
Teslas
Megan,
are
I-
everywhere.
My one friend is wealthy enough that he can just light out for the coast for a couple of months. My other one's apparently a car collector.
I'm a regular Jay Leno.
Yeah.
But I'm cheap. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm cheap too.
all my friends, like everybody, you Mace cheap.
Apparently, I've lived my life the wrong way. All you penny pinchers are doing way better.
Well,
As if
Agreed.
that's shocking. Remember that? Remember the story about the squirrel and the grasshopper and the ant?
no.
squirrel way that I know, but
You remember the story of the grasshopper and the ant? Grasshopper played all summer long while the ant stored food for the winter.
That's right.
And then the
And then-
grasshopper ends up dying. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, the ants end up dismembering him and eating them.
Aye. Sorry, buddy. But like that's the thing is like, oh, Vince, you have all these cars. I'm like, one I got for free because it was a rust bucket. This one I got for $500.
No, this is no. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not.
No, not you. But I'll
I'm
have to be like, oh,
I'm
you got all
I'm
this
not
fancy
ribbing
stuff.
you. I got a
Like,
friend
don't
named
pay- I don't
Nigel.
pay for shit.
Paul's met Nigel. I got a friend named Nigel. Same kind of deal. He skilled. He works on cars. He can do stuff
Yep.
I can't do, like you yourself. And there was a time when he had like 8 cars too that he,
Yeah.
just because he could fix them, he gets them cheap.
Exactly. I get
Yeah.
a kick out of it. It keeps me occupied. It's better than like, I
They're
don't know.
looking at porn.
Yeah, or like high-end gambling.
It might not be.
Yeah, you can have both of those. But like, I could be into gambling or shooting stuff, or
Yeah.
like midget wrestling. I'm into none of that.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah.
I gotta get those in as often as I can.
Yeah.
It's a 2-minute warning, boys.
Is it really?
Yeah,
No,
isn't that
it's
crazy?
not. It's 1:40. It's 10:43.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a 2-minute warning.
we started like
We started
right away.
almost right on the stroke of 10, and so it's a 45-minute warning.
Yeah,
That's fine.
you were
Hey,
late
you
into.
know- I almost texted you guys at like 8 o'clock, like, fuck, boys, I don't think I'm gonna make it because I had such a rough fucking week. But I'm glad we did it. Let's
Yeah.
do it again soon.
Yeah, I'm touched.
What was rough?
Tell us where.
Yeah, what was so rough about this week? Mac?
Oh, hey, I just some shit at my work was changing. It was just a really busy and rough week. I had a lot of shit to do with my dad. He's having kind of a rough way to go. I got to take him for an MRI tomorrow.
Huh, and you're
just-
going through menopause.
No, not yet.
No, he's already through it. But
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Didn't we already talk about that?
Yeah.
we love you, man.
I know you do, but you never stop reminding me that I'm old enough to be either one of your
Yeah.
fathers.
The future's bright though. I think we can't dwell in this mess that we're in. We have
That's
to
right.
we have to live above it. We have to be positive. We have to be we can't stop fighting. Like
The
you
country
can't.
Yeah.
takes zigs and
Yeah.
zags. It's not
Right.
a straight
Yeah.
line.
I agree with you 100%. And I know, like I
Yeah.
said, I'm doing a little wallowing, but you know, if we're
Yeah.
not going to hold ourselves above it and be positive, you might as well just eat a bullet today.
Yeah. If you can't beat them, don't join them. Like you just have to fight harder.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's all true. I love you guys.
I love you guys.
All right.
Thanks,
Have
like,
fun in
mhm.
California. Don't get an STD, Paul.
Oh, actually, Paul, we're going to do at least one
The-
more of these before you come back. All right. So you can still have the east and left.
When do you?
coast.
What's your end date?
Beginning of December.
There we
So,
go. Good for you.
Yeah. So we got a little while, a little way to go.
Enjoy your time.
All right, guys.
And make sure you go to the track because if
I
you
will. I
don't,
got the
I
track
think you're a
down.
real idiot.
Yeah, I'll go to the track. Luke will like that.
Like
He'll
even
go-
if there's no race, you should be able to like at least walk around or check it out. It's so historic, and send me pictures
And
maybe I'll
send him
get you a
pictures.
T-shirt.
to prove
you
that
get-
you actually went.
If you get East Coast a T-shirt from this raceway, and
Get